Hello, beautiful souls, and thanks so much for tuning in. I am Astar, and welcome to 𝑓. So, in this video, I'm gonna be channeling the Blue Avians, and I am very excited to see what comes through. First of all, because starseed readings are my favorite types of readings, and also because I've been feeling the presence of the birds for quite some time. So I'm very excited to see what the birds and the avians have to say. And I would say we dive right in. I allow the Blue Avians to channel through me and to relay any message that is wanting to come through for the collective right now. Thank you so much, dearest star family, dearest star ancestors, for channeling through me. Channeling messages from the Blue Avians. Okay. Oh wow, that's interesting. I was shuffling the card and this card was inside of the deck, upright. So I definitely feel this is the main energy of the message. And I'm actually going to place this here and I will shuffle some more cards. Let's see. Messages from the Blue Avians. What are the Blue Avians wanting to tell us right now? One more card. There we go. Okay. So, we have Breathe the Sun. Okay. Then we have Unlock Your Gifts. Beautiful. I'm gonna place it here. Then we have the Family of Light. Then we have Know Yourself. And we have Arise. Beautiful. And I'm actually being told to pull some more cards. I'm going to be using the 𝑓 Tarot. Let's see what we have. Messages from the Blue Avians. Okay, the Tower. There definitely is an important message here, for sure. And these two, and then we start. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, wow. And the Ace of Wands. Okay. So, I'm gonna start with this one. The first thing that comes up is really this bird's perspective. And the Blue Avians, they are beings that reside in very high dimensions. So they can be found all the way from the 6th dimension to the 12th dimension. And they are actually beings that come from a different realm. So they are not star seeds in the sense of that they reside in a star system like the Pleiadians or the Arcturians or the Syrians, but they really reside in a completely different universe altogether, not even a realm, but a different universe. And this is why they have a bird's eye perspective. This is why they have this vision of unity. Like, this is why they have an understanding of all the workings of, let's say, the physical universe, because they have already transcended the physical universe. Or if I talk about the physical universe, I'm talking about the universe as we know it, like the universe in the sense of, yeah, this universe. But since they are coming from another universe, they have already gone through the entire evolutionary cycle of this universe, and from the perspective of this other universe, this heightened perspective, they are able to be guides for the beings and the star beings in this universe. So the Blue Avians, they are guides not only for humans, but they are also guides for super advanced civilizations, for Syrians, Pleiadians again. And the Blue Avians are really coming through to tell us that their vision, their perception is actually why we know them as avians. Because it is not like they are bird beings as such, that they are humanoid beings with a bird face. That's not the case. But avians or birds are the animals that are vibrationally and energetically the closest to these spirit beings. And again, these are spirit beings, they are light beings. They more so, if anything, they appear as this ball of light. They appear really as non-physical, because in the end they are non-physical. Again, because they have transcended the physical universe. So when I talk about physical universe, it's not only the 3D, but it almost feels like they reside in a universe where the laws are completely different, like the laws of physics or the laws of, yeah, it almost feels like a parallel dimension kind of situation. But that's why exactly they are helping civilizations in their, yeah, in the unfoldment of consciousness, or they are helping, yeah, they are helping civilizations find the right way of organizing society, or the right way of approaching spirituality. Or there is very much something about their heightened perspective and their experience that is serving civilizations in their evolution. So what the Blue Avians do, they are helping in the evolution, in the spiritual evolution of civilizations all over the universe. And the Blue Avians are here right now because obviously we are going through this huge collective awakening that is happening right now. And that's why the birds, they come in to almost lend us their higher perspective, or to almost help us see our life or what is happening on earth from this higher perspective with the vision of unity. Because some of the star seeds that are present on earth right now, they are connected to the Blue Avians. Some of them had reincarnations as star beings in other planets or in other star systems. But the ones that are here right now, like the star seeds that connect or that resonates with Blue Avian energy, their biggest mission, let's say, the biggest focus of their mission is with the Know Yourself, to really get to know the truth of who we are, but the truth of who we are from a galactic perspective. So what they do, they really help to bring in galactic history. They teach us about our cosmic origins. They teach us about, yeah, about humanity, but the roots of humanity, like all the way back to Lyra. Like the cradle of humanoid beings is Lyra, the constellation of Lyra. And from there, the humanoid beings have then spread to Sirius, and then Vega, and then from there to the Earth, and then somehow we ended up here. But the Blue Avians, they talk about galactic history even before the cradle of Lyra, even before humanoid star beings were present in this universe, because again, they are these higher dimensional beings that are, yeah, they have transcended beyond this. Actually, they're almost, yeah, it's hard to find the words. It's a super unique energy, and that's why I really felt the call to bring through the Blue Avians, because I feel that not many people talk about them, and if someone talks about them, most people see them or think about them as humanoid bird-like beings. But again, that's not the case. It's just, yeah, the energy of the birds is the closest archetype that resonates with their energy, because exactly because of this vision of unity, because of this higher perspective, because of their enlightened way of looking at things, they are having this bird's eye view, in the sense of they have the ultimate freedom. They are flying in the sky and they see everything from above, and that's why we connect them with birds. But it's not that they look like birds, it's just because they have this high perspective and ultimate freedom. This is why we connect them with birds. And also obviously because of the vibration. Because if we think of animals, birds have the highest vibration, or one of the highest vibration. because they are very light. They have to float. They have to float with the wind, but they also have to be very, very strong, because the bird is actually the perfect marriage between the forces of the earth and the sky. Because if you observe a bird really closely, we can see that they have to have the strength to flap the wings, the agility to know when to move, but also the surrender of allowing the current of the wind to take them. So birds, they are really masters of both perspectives. Like they're masters of the skies, but they have also mastered the feminine energy of allowing them to be carried by the currents. And there is very much something about, yeah, these beings are masters basically. They have mastered this universe, and that's why they have transcended beyond it. They have almost evolved beyond this universe. And funnily enough, I'm being taken to this sphere. They have light ships, so they have means of transportation, but their means of transportation, they are actually like these spheres of light. And it's almost like ethereal cities of light that appear as spheres. And this is how they can interact with this universe. But it's even a higher dimension. So it's even if we talk about Sirius, for example, in the 7th dimension, where it's actually very similar to an Earth-like planet, but much more ethereal, much more like the astral realm. When we dream, for example, we also visit the astral realm, where it could be a scene from Earth, but it's very different because people fly around and there is much more technology. Like the Blue Avians can appear in landscapes like that, but again, the way they appear is like this sphere of light. The Blue Avians, they don't even have a face. They don't even have a shape in that sense, because again, their essence is beyond shape. Their essence is beyond form. But I'm really curious to find out what the tower is about. I already have an inkling what could be talking about, but I feel the need to pull a clarification card, which I'm gonna do. So we are clarifying the tower card. What are the Blue Avians wanting to tell us about the tower? Okay. The world, one more. And the Knight of Wands. Okay. So with the tower, there is something about a huge perspective shift, a huge paradigm shift. And now looking at the card more closely, I'm really noticing these, I don't even know how they are called. Like in in German we say a Kuckucksuhr. It's like at a specific time, like let's say around 12, the bird comes out of the house and it's making a sound. So there is something like, yeah, okay, now the message is coming through. Right now on Earth, it's the time where, let's say, the bird is coming out of the house. Please let me know if you know what's the name of this in English, because I have no idea. But the message here is that, again, since the humanity is awakening right now, since we are going through this time of awakening, now is the time that the birds come out of the house and almost sing their song to awaken humanity. Because again, the Kuckucksuhr, this clock, is like an alarm clock. Like, at a specific time the bird comes out to sing to wake the people up. And that's the energy. Like the avians are coming in right now to wake up humanity. And they almost come in as a flash, like it's the flash of truth. So some of the paradigm shifts that we are going through, some of the realizations that human beings are having, or some of the Kundalini awakenings and all of these activations, some of this energy is actually funneled into the earth realm by the Blue Avians. Because the Blue Avians, they are actually agents of source. So obviously the awakening comes from source, like the the call of awakening, the call of the bird coming out of the house, like the universe source is setting the time when this is happening. The universe is setting the alarm clock, let's say. And then the birds are the agents of source, the spirit of source that is then facilitating this shift by then channeling these higher dimensional energies into the earth plane and allowing humanity to awaken. There is very much something about, yes, the tower, but it's coming through like not destruction, but it's the destruction of old paradigms, the destruction of old ways of looking at things. And so the Blue Avians, they really have this, it's very much resonating with indigo, like this Aquarian energy, like this energy of very much revolutionary, like they come in to bring the revolution, like that's what they're here for. They come in to like really say, okay, let's clean this place, or like let's flash some sparks of divine truth, and let's allow everything that is not in alignment with that truth to crumble apart. Because again, these flashes of light are the flashes of their vision of unity, the way they look at the universe. And by inspiring us with these flashes, this is actually what allows us as humans to unlock our gifts. So a lot of the solar flares we are experiencing, they are actually being amplified by the solar ships, the starships of the Blue Avians. Like they are present right now here with their starships to almost, yes, amplify these light codes so that our DNA is being activated with the arise. This is really talking about the vibration, the solar flares, like these flashes of divine truth that are awakening us. And this is happening on a molecular, cellular level. With the dolphins and this water, they are literally coding the molecules in the water. They are coding the particles of our DNA. There is very much something about, yes, with the breathe the sun, every time this card shows up, it's talking about the either DNA activation or pineal activation. But I feel both of them are interconnected, because once the pineal gland activates, that is precisely what allows these flashes of divine truth to then be channeled into our vessel. Because if our crown chakra is closed and our pineal gland is calcified and like clogged almost, then we're not even able to bring through this vision of unity, because maybe we are still locked in a lower vibration or looking at the world in a more limiting way. So the Blue Avians are coming through to liberate us from these limitations, to literally shake us up and like to awaken us from the dream of the illusion, so that we can see the truth for what it really is, and so that we can feel on top of the world instead of being crushed by the world. I'm having a vision of Atlas, which is the figure that is carrying the world on their shoulder, basically. And yes, the Blue Avians are helping us see this life through the lens of us being on top of the world versus us being crushed by the world. So basically, yes, we are no longer living life as if it was a burden to carry, but we're entering collectively a cycle where as a whole, as a human collective, we see this life as a divine blessing. Obviously, there are most people who are going through spiritual awakenings right now, they see life as a blessing, or they see life as a beautiful thing, but there are still many people who experience this realm, especially the 3D realm, as like a real burden, because with a lot of density it can be a burden. And this is very much where this symbology of Atlas comes in, where it's almost like carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders. It's something about we're letting go of the need to carry all this collective karma then obviously in order to release the karma we have to feel it and to heal it. But the Blue Avians are really coming through to let us know that it's not only about that. It's not only about the healing and the purging and the feeling crushed by this density. Like, we are also here to experience the bliss and the beauty of what it means to be part of the world, part of this realm, and that we can still have this vision of unity or this higher spiritual awareness and embodiment whilst being in the physical and in this density. Because they have done it before. Not in this way, in a different way, like they have transcended the physical realm, but precisely because of their wisdom that they acquired in this process, they are here to help us do the same. Like, yeah, it's almost like this collective paradigm shift that allows us to embody more of our spiritual self and more of, yeah, more awareness of how the universe actually functions. And this is why it's talking about arise, like arise in the sense of, yeah, raising the awareness of who we are with know yourself. The veil is lifting, it's opening, like it's opening us up to a new understanding of who we are. And I need some clarifying cards for the Wheel of Fortune. Although I feel this is the wheel turning, we as a collective moving into a new cycle, a new beginning with the Ace of Wands. But what is this new beginning about? What do we need to know specifically about this new beginning? Any message from the Blue Avians? What do we need to know? Okay, so we have Six of Scepters again. So there is definitely a big message about victory because it's coming up twice. Then we have the Queen of Swords, which I'm gonna place here. We have the Prince of Scepters, which is the, okay, Knight of Wands again. So there is definitely a very important message here since both cards are showing up twice. Then we have the Empress. Okay, and okay, yes, the Ten of Scepters. Yes, this is very much coming through as a confirmation. Ooh, okay, now the message is coming through. So if you look really closely, I hope you can see. You can see this figure here with the ginger hair, the red hair. This is coming through as the Empress. So basically, the energy that you feel when you look at this picture, this is how the Empress, how the Divine Feminine was feeling in this last, let's say, incarnational cycle of the Earth, where the Divine Feminine wisdom was very much targeted, like limited. It's really the Empress here in a cage, where she is being persecuted, where she is being, yes. And when we talk about the Divine Feminine, this is exactly this feeling of feeling abundant, feeling prosperous, feeling on top of the world, feeling at one with the world, feeling part of the world, and feeling fulfilled and whole and accomplished and beautiful. But collectively, we have been going through this restriction. This abundance and the overflow of the Empress has been restricted. But this happened because of expansion, because we needed to learn certain things. Like, what the reason why this had to happen is so that we could know ourselves better. And this is very much coming through to let us know that even if there is restriction with the with Saturn energy, it is still part of the entire plan. Like, it's still part of the actual message that is coming through. Is there is a focus on focusing less on what is actually happening, like not getting entangled. That's what it is, not getting entangled into what is happening in the world, because this entanglement, like all the happenings, when we talk about war, everything that is going on in the physical realm, like it's really about asking us to not get entangled into these things and always having this bigger picture of what is actually going on. And knowing that the Empress, it's time to bring back this Empress energy again. But then at the same time knowing that the cycle is over now with the 10. There was also, I think this was, yeah, this is also 10, the number 10. So this is the closing of the cycle. So even if you might think that things are still like this, even if you think that the Empress is still in the cage, even if it might seem like it's still chaos, or that humanity is still being restricted or being chained down or being held back, this is not the case, because this is actually part of the liberation. This is part of the wheel of fortune turning in our favor. But then knowing that it is always turning in our favor, because even this energy of the Empress being chained and held back was so that she could be reborn even stronger. She could be re-emerge even more beautiful. So the wheel is always turning in our favor, even if it doesn't always look like that. But now here, coming back to the Ace of Wands with this new beginning and the Six of Wands, like, yes, victory is already written in the stars. The victory, let's say, of the light, or the victory of humanity, like the awakening of humanity and the re-entering of humanity into the golden era, has already happened. And in fact, from a higher perspective, they are already there. So precisely because they see our everything that's happening in the earth plane, so the Blue Avians, they see everything that is happening, that is unfolding in this awakening, but from a perspective where it has already happened. And that's why they are, let's say, the only ones who can really give us the clues that help us in this process. Like, they're almost coming through as guides to help us focus the energies so that we are making the shift. Obviously, the shift happens through us, but since they know what was necessary to make the shift happen, they can then give us the guidance through the inspiration to almost help us make the shift happen in the physical realm. And this is how they guide us. This is how they come through, because, yeah, it's almost like, yeah, very interesting, very interesting process to think about. Like, they have the recipe, they have the blueprint, and we are the ones who are cooking the meal. But then, from their perspective, they already have the finished meal on their table. They already know what we needed to do in order to get there. So they're almost like, that's why it's almost coming through as, yeah, they're reminding us that it's already done, basically. We have already won. Victory is already here. And right now it's actually just about focusing the energies. Everything that's scattered, everything that's like scattered in the sense of also our soul fragments, like parts of our being that are almost like spread all over the universe. They're helping us to bring back everything together, like to weave the pieces back together. And that's why Vision of Unity. And that's why they are here to teach us about galactic history. Because if we really, really want to heal, like at our core, then we have to bring in galactic history. Because some of the trauma that we are experiencing right now goes back all the way to galactic civilizations. Like, if not all, like all the traumas that we are experiencing as a human collective, they originate from the stars, they originate from other planets and other realms. And it is simply a reflection that is, reflecting itself here on Earth. So in order to bring back everything together, in order to heal, we absolutely need to get to know our multidimensional self with Know Yourself. We need to remember that we have been living on other planets, in other dimensions, in other star systems. Because if we never get in touch with that aspect of ourselves, then we can never fully heal. Because then maybe we target our human self, or we target one part of the story, while the other part of the story remains untouched. The reason why most of the people experience some form of being like a form of like an existential crisis. Like we all have gone through an existential crisis in our life, and if someone doesn't, it's not possible. Every human being has or will go through an existential crisis. And do you know why that is? It is because we don't know where we come from, or most people don't know where we come from. Humanity as a civilization, as a species, is almost like a child that doesn't know their parents. Because if we don't know that we actually come from these star beings, if we don't know that we actually, if we don't remember our cosmic origins, then of course we feel lost. We are like, where do I belong? Where do I even come from? Who am I? And that's why it is absolutely paramount and crucial to bring in galactic history, because otherwise we will never be able to fully understand ourselves and to fully understand our story and maybe understand certain things that are happening in our life. So with the vision of unity, the Blue Avians are coming through also to help us understand our lessons. So if some of you might be going through a very tough situation right now, where you just think like, why is this happening? Why so much chaos? Why so much pain? Why all of this? What is the meaning of this? Why do I have to go through this? This is unfair, or this is not making sense, or just I don't understand. Call in the Blue Avians, because they will help you make sense of what is happening in your life. And they will help you understand that even the most painful and challenging experiences in your life are actually a huge blessing, because they are part of your becoming. They are part of you emerging as the Empress once again, but even stronger, even more beautiful, even more graceful, even more powerful. And this is what the Blue Avians are helping us do right now. Beautiful, beautiful energy. I feel I'm gonna end the reading here. I don't want to make it any longer. But thank you so much for tuning in and for listening. If you made it up until this point, thank you so much. And also please let me know in the comments how you resonated with the messages. And I hope you have a beautiful day or whenever you're tuning in. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Bye bye, much love.